Innovations presents the Midwest #1 independent computer repair company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, and across the country via the Schrock desk. This is ComputeThis.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into ComputeThis. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company, where we have 3 locations buried in epic snow drifts as the calamitous snowstorm crosses the country, devastating all in its path. I feel like an inch of snow. Maybe it was worse elsewhere, right? That's what it always is. The economy's great for me, but it's got to be really bad for my neighbor. That's why I should feel bad. Oh, it wasn't too bad here. 888-250-2091. All 3 of those service centers are open regular business hours. One of my employees asked me, Thor, do we have a plan for when, it snows? And I respond back through text message, yes, we do. Drive slower. That's the plan. Give yourself some extra time to get to work. So anyway, the roads are great this morning. Everything is back to normal, but at least it is everywhere else. I have not driven in Lincoln yet. From what I understand, Lincoln's got a weird policy on roads that is it's different for what you might experience in other cities. The policy in Lincoln, at least this is what it used to be. I haven't confirmed that it still is basically if you don't get 12 feet of snow, we're not going to plow it. So what God giveth, God taketh away policy. And I'm just joking a little bit on that. I think it is up to an inch. They don't even touch it. So it gets to be a little sloppy in Lincoln. So I have a little bit more sympathy for my Lincoln Service Center employees than some of my other guys. But nevertheless, the roads are clear and everything is good. You can get your stuff into Schrock if you need to. All right. Speaking of which, we have an amazing show planned for you today. If you missed last week's show, you missed a doozy. The show is available on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. You just click on the radio show link at the top of the page, and it will pop right up and show you not just last week's show, but you can go back in time if you want years and years and years and listen to the shows for old news that doesn't matter anymore, if you really want to do that. But last week we had Thorster Damas's predictions. That's why last week's show was really one you don't want to miss. To recap, 100% accuracy for the year 2019, and now here we are in 2020. He made 4 new predictions for 2020. We relayed those predictions to you on our air here, and they are in the archive if you missed that show. Also, we talked about a company that went out of business because of ransomware attacks. If you own a business, I cannot begin to overemphasize the need for you to take dramatic and real action on your cybersecurity. I hesitate to do this, but I have a test. And, maybe I'll give it, maybe I won't. I don't know, because if I give this test on the air and people try to do it, well, there's either one of 2 things happens. Your antivirus either catches the virus or you get infected. So, it's probably not something you want to do, but I'm going to tell a story. I'm not going to encourage anyone to infect their computer, but I'll tell a story of an action that we did in our Omaha Service Center to prove to a customer that his PC-Matic software that he swore up and down, had a lifetime license for, was amazing stuff, was absolute garbage and was not capable of protecting his computer. I'm going to tell you, if you believe that your antivirus is the end-all be-all, I'm going to tell you exactly how to test it in real time. So that we'll do that on the program here later as well. But also, last week we had Google's breast cancer AI was talking about the potential for actually detecting more cancer than your doctor, or detecting cancers more accurately than your doctor. So it was a really packed show last week. So this week on the program, we have one city in the United States that beat the odds and defeated the North Korean cyber attack. A city in the U.S. They tried to take it offline, like they took New Orleans down, like they took Baltimore down, they took Philadelphia down. This city ain't going down. Never sleeps. Amazing thing. Also, a little more on the serious side here, there is a new vulnerability in cable modems. And that is an incredibly broad, generic statement because this impacts unfortunately, broad swath of all cable modems in existence. So basically, it's called cable haunt. We're going to tell you a little bit about that in the program. Also, have you noticed when you go to the grocery store now, as I'm becoming older, the music in the grocery store changes? So I remember when I was a little kid, it was always like 60s and 70s in the grocery store, maybe 70s. 70s was a little risque. So 50s, 60s, as the 90s came around, then I still distinctly remember the first time I heard Michael Jackson on the Oldies channel. Yeah, I was in high school when that happened, just to let you know. That was like 1995 when I heard Michael Jackson for the first time on KGOR. Yeah, it was on the oldies channel. I'm like, oh my goodness, when did that happen? It was like old Michael. It was like Jackson 5 Michael Jackson, but still, what the heck? 90s music is in the grocery stores. Have you heard? Like, if you go to the grocery stores now, they're playing 90s music. You know what else is back from the 90s? Y2K. For real. Yeah, for real. Like the computer bug that was supposed to devastate the world, it actually is back and devastating parking meters right now in New York. Yeah, it's back. And we're going to tell you what you need to look for in your video games and parking meters to make sure that you don't get bit by the Y2K bug that was supposed to be fixed when we took all the retired COBOL programmers out of retirement in their 70s and 80s to fix the system back in the year 2000. Most of them are dead now. I don't know how we're going to fix it this time, so we're going to have to figure that one out. Also, if that's not enough good news for your Sunday morning, unremovable malware is coming pre-installed on some smartphones. Which brand of phone do you buy? All right, 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program. And as we do every week, if you ask a question or make a comment, we will put you in a drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate that Addie sends out on Monday. She'll mail it out to your house. It's good for anything the heart desires in the service center. One winner, you can win once every 90 days. So if you won last time, you can still call. You just can't win, okay? So sometimes we have people who try to, stack the certificates together and like, oh, look, I would like a free service center, please. And you're like, no, they're only good for 90 days, and you can only win once every 90 days. So those are the rules of the contest. All right, so the big thing on the plate this morning, depending on when you hear this show, Windows 7 is dying or is already dead. So that is happening. So as this show airs, it is January 12th. Windows 7 dies in 2 days. 2 days from now is also Patch Tuesday. So expect to get massive patches for your Windows 7 computers, get massive patches for your Windows 10 computers. That's going to be happening on the second Tuesday. Of course, after those in download, you do need to restart your computer to complete installation. So it's a good idea on Wednesday at some point during the day just to reboot your computer for good measure. But here's what's going to happen on Windows 7 computers. On Tuesday, you are going to get a download that's going to update your computer. That download is going to include what is affectionately called a nag window. The nag window, as it's aptly named, is going to nag you. It's going to pop up and take up your entire screen and tell you that your Windows 7 computer is no longer secure, that it cannot be made secure with any measure of antivirus software, and that you need to move on to a new computer or upgrade to Windows 10. You can dismiss the nag screen and say, don't show me this again. But here's the thing. You're only going to get the nag screen if your computer is connected to the internet because you got the update. After the 14th, after the update comes out and Microsoft folds up the shop, closes the door, plays the closing time song, turns the lights off, Norm goes home, then the bad guys will strike. That is when all of the vulnerabilities and the tricks and the hacks, that's when they're all going to come out because Microsoft isn't going to patch it anymore. And of course, Microsoft is still patching it for companies, for big companies that are paying, but for consumers, they are not. And that's enough for a lot of these bad guys because they're going to go out and they're going to have a heyday. They're going to attack all kinds of stuff. I had a name that if I said the name out loud right now, you would recognize it. Send me a text message yesterday. Because he got a full screen pop-up on his computer saying, what is this? I thought I had endpoint. I thought I was infected or protected against infection. You're using Internet Explorer, man. That browser died in 2015. That browser died with, Operation Desert or Iraqi Freedom. I mean, literally, that George W. Bush was president when that thing died, and you're still running it. You need to move on. You need to get a different browser. Then, of course, I said it in a friendly, jovial way, but that's the reason you're getting these pop-ups. Press Alt F4, it'll close it. No big deal. You're not infected. It's just trying to trick you. But those are the kind of things that are going to start happening to Windows 7 users regardless of the browsers that they use coming up here in about 2 days. So the good news is the world is not going to end on the 14th for Windows 7 users. The world is going to end at some point in the month following the 14th. After that time, that's when you're going to start to see the problems. And a lot of people, I've had comments. I literally had a comment. Okay, this blew my mind. There was a comment at SchrockInnovations.com from a Facebook user that said, I'm thinking of switching to a Mac because of the cost of keeping this PC updated. And I'm like, you're going to switch to a Mac because it's cheaper? That's never the case. Macs are never cheaper. They're not cheaper to fix. They're not cheaper to buy. Some people think they break less often, but they're made of the same hardware as a PC. So, okay. So that was kind of interesting. Then, of course, the anecdotal evidence. My wife has had a Mac for years and years and years. She's never had a problem with it. I fixed a fire here and there. And he said, I feel completely lost at sea. Can't even find a Windows 10 for Dummies book. And it's okay, they do exist. We used to sell them in the service center. We stopped selling them because Microsoft comes out with a new version of Windows 10 every 6 months, just like Apple does. And just like Apple, when you have a book that says this is how to run Windows 10 version 1909, if you take out your book on how to run, Mac OS 10 El Capitan, that is not going to run Catalina for you. It's going to be different. Catalina is the current operating system for a Mac. So as you can see, it gets difficult. So we're here. One of the things that occurred to me as I thought about his comment, it occurred to me that he's probably not alone. There's a lot of people out there who are avoiding moving on to Windows 10 because they either had a bad experience with Windows 8, or they heard from a friend that it was a bad operating system, or my computer worked fine until I got one with Windows 10 on it, and then it was a disaster. Not realizing that, folks, the computer, as we've said many times on the program, that you bought with Windows 7 on it was built. Follow the anecdote. They don't build them like they used to. It's not that Windows 10 is a bad operating system. It's that the hardware is so much more fragile now. If you buy the store-bought hardware, you are literally, it's the difference. Okay, so every year we take down the Christmas trees at the shop. And every year we wrap them in plastic so that they don't get dusty, during the off season, basically. And we put them back up. They look great. So we got the first year we started wrapping them in plastic. We ordered this plastic, and it's like the pallet wrap plastic that you go and you have a bunch of boxes stacked on a pallet. You wrap the whole pallet in plastic, and we were wrapping this thing, and this is like 55 ply. I mean, it's like good, strong, heavy plastic. The next year we used the exact same link on Amazon to order the exact same plastic, and we get something that is literally a giant roll of saran, like plastic wrap you use to cover the Turkey Day leftovers. And we're pulling it around the trees, and it's stretching and it's snagging, and it's just not, but it's the same product. Literally, it's the same product, same UPC code. It's the same product, but it's not the same product. The HP from 2015, 2010 is not the same HP that they make today. And some say that's a good thing because the computers are so much more powerful and so much faster than they used to be. And some say it's a bad thing because new HPs, and it's not just HP, I'm not picking on HP, new computers in general, whether they be HPs or Dells or any Sony's, any of the brands out there, even the Asus models that are the base models for our computers, before we mess with them, they're only intended to last 18 months. And then you're supposed to buy a new one. That is what is expected of you. When they test them, they say, will it last 18 months? Yes, let's warranty it for a year. Okay, what part of the computer won't last 18 months? Well, the battery. How long do we expect that to last? We expect it to be non-functional in 2 years, but it's going to die on a curve over that 2-year period. So it could die in 6 months. You know what? Let's just exclude that from the warranty. Did you know that in your laptop, your batteries are not covered by the warranty at all? If you have a bad battery, you can't send your laptop back, unless you buy one from Schrock, because we don't mess around with you. If you're going to buy a computer from us, we want to keep you as a customer for life. And if you have a bad battery, we're going to replace your battery. We're just going to do it. If it's under warranty, we're going to fix it. So what I'm getting at here, guys, is if you're looking at a new computer to replace a Windows 7 computer, at Schrock Innovations, we understand this is the time you might be looking, and we have put all of our computers on special to discount the prices, to help incentivize you to make a decision that you're not going to regret. You're going to come in, if you go out and you buy an HP off the shelf, you're going to get a great computer. If you buy a Dell off the shelf, you're going to get a great computer. It's going to do everything it's supposed to do. It's going to be fast. It's going to be amazing. It's going to have Windows 10. There'll be a little bit of a learning curve there. You maybe buy a book. It might be 6 months out of date, but you could buy a book. At Schrock, when you get a computer from us, you're getting a computer that's going to last you more than 18 months and you get a free 90-day subscription to the Schrock desk, so that when you get home and you're trying to hook up that printer that you've had for 35 years and you just love that printer and you want to put it on your computer, when you're trying to hook up this completely illogical, irrational printer, if there is a way to do it, our guys will find a way to do it. When you get that new Windows 10 and you're trying to install your QuickBooks 1997 on it, and even though it is completely not compatible, our guys will find a way to take your data and move it into the new version of QuickBooks for you, or Quicken, or if you're completely addicted to Microsoft Money, a program that's been dead for over a decade, we will get your data off of Microsoft Money and into Quicken for you. That's what we do. We don't quit. We don't give up. We get the job done. So if you're looking to get a new computer, we're there to help you out. Now, some of you who have Windows 7 computers, honest to goodness, don't need to buy a new computer. The computer that you have is perfectly fine for what you need to do. You just need to get off of Windows 7. So for people in that scenario whose computers will run Windows 10, most Windows 7 computers will in fact run Windows 10. We have a special on that where we are not charging any labor at all to get you upgraded to Windows 10. You buy the copy of Windows 10, it is a third of the price of a new computer. There's no labor, no hidden fees or costs or anything like that. It's $199 in and out. And we can get you up to Windows 10. So those are your two options. Or I suppose if you want to save money, you could go buy a $1,300 Mac. 888-250-2091. We're going to take our first break of the program. When we come back, the city that beat the North Koreans, beat the odds, defying all logic. How did it happen? Well, it helps when you don't sleep. Also, stay tuned after the program for the After Schrock, and we're going to be having a lot of fun there. We have some cool stuff coming that we're going to talk about in the After Schrock today that I'm not going to have time for in the program. Also, if you're on Facebook, if you use Facebook, you can watch the show live right now at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. I ask if you're there and watching, please do like us, share us, do everything that you can do to make sure that everyone in your network hears about us and we can help them out as well. Dale and Craig, stay on the line. Your calls are coming up next on Compute This.
Today's fragile computers need maintenance more than ever. Your computer needs a maintenance checkup every 6 months to last beyond its 18-month expected lifespan. Every person listening to this broadcast has either experienced data loss or knows someone who has. When you think about it, you have a lot more data stored in many more places than you'd like to admit. Have you downloaded those videos from your phone, backed up the pictures on your iPad, or even tackled that sometimes daunting task of backing up your entire computer's hard drive? Most people just don't back up their stuff, and that's why Schrock Innovations has one of the most advanced data recovery centers in the Midwest. Equipped with the latest DDI data imaging devices, state-of-the-art custom recovery software, and Omaha's best data recovery technicians, Schrock Innovations has a 96.8% success rate when recovering data from damaged hard drives, flash drives, camera cards, and more. We all know we should back up our data, but if you are ever caught in a data loss nightmare, call the experts at Schrock Innovations to get your data back right where it belongs, safe and backed up on a stable hard drive. Compute This pro tip number 753. Have you ever wondered how the bad guys always seem to find a way into your computer? Gone are the good old days of email worms and I love you viruses. Nobody wants to steal your data anymore, or in many cases, even your identity. Today's cyber criminals want to sell access to your computer or hold your data for ransom. The bad guys are exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities to break into systems that are supposed to be hack-proof. These vulnerabilities are always newly discovered, and the criminals have a brief time to exploit them before they get patched. Antivirus and firewalls do not prevent these attacks, but you can minimize your computer's exposure by installing all security patches as quickly as possible. The average computer needs 12 patches a week. That's not including the ones that are automatically delivered to your computer. Boost your cybersecurity by staying on top of it manually, or use a patch installation program like Secure Updater to get your computer the patches it needs. This pro tip is brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
All right, folks, we are rolling right on through like the Titans and the Niners. My poor Vikings. My poor Vikings. That was an embarrassing thing, but not as embarrassing as it was for the Ravens. Oh, sorry. Okay, for any of you who watched that game, did you see so as they were as they won and all the players were celebrating on the sidelines, one of the Titan players was running along the sidelines and just slapping the butts of random strangers, like his celebratory butt slap. And he walked past one of the camera guys that's filming the field and gave him a smack. And the guy looked at him like with the, who do you think you, oh. It was the funniest thing. So luckily we were DVRing it. So maybe I'll post it later. I have a video of it. I'll post it later to Facebook. It was hilarious. It's like, that's what every Titan fan right now is doing something just like that right now to somebody who's like, what are you doing? All right. So welcome back to the program, folks. You're listening to Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. We have 3 locations to help you out when your computer's in trouble. Our Lincoln location recently moved. It moved about, well, recently as in 6 months ago, but recently to some of our customers, we moved to, it's basically 2 blocks south of Pine Lake on 14th Street. So it's about just a mile from where we were previously at 7501 South 15th Street. Our Omaha Service Center is 168th and Burke, across the street from the Village Point Mall. And in Papillion, we are on 84th and Highway 370 there in the Midlands Place Shopping Mall. We are actively pursuing a location in the Des Moines area, the Des Moines metropolitan area. So we've contacted a realtor who is helping us. We were initially looking at the Jordan Creek area, but there's a University Drive area. There's also some of the outlying areas like Ankeny or Urbandale. We're looking at those places as well to put our first service center in central Iowa. So if you are in central Iowa, stay tuned, folks. We are coming to your city. All right, 888-250-2091. Let's jump into those phones. Craig, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Good morning, Thor.
Morning.
I really appreciate your educational show and your fantastic business you run.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Oh, man, I appreciate you and your people. Say, I've got one of your Christmas specials from, it's either 2014 or 2015.
Okay.
And what is the easiest way to tell if I've got Windows 7 or I'm okay with 10?
Oh, this is a great
go to
question.
Start menu or what?
Great question. Okay, so there is a very, very easy way to test now if you have problems on your hands or not. If you look down in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, you don't even have to click anything. In the lower left-hand corner of the screen, if your start menu is a circle, you're in trouble. If it's the Microsoft symbol like a square, you're okay.
Okay.
But if it's a circle, that means you either have Windows 7 or Windows Vista. And if it's Vista, you don't have Vista on yours, not on a holiday special. We wouldn't allow that debauchery to occur. But no, if you have Windows 7 on there, your start menu will be a circle that you click on to open the start menu. And if you have Windows 10, it'll be the Windows symbol instead that you click on to open Windows 10 start menu.
I'll take a look, but I think I'm okay then.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, that would have been
Thanks, Thor.
no problem, Craig. Yeah, I believe that period of time, Windows 10 had just come out, and any holiday special that we sold that year would have had Windows 10 on it. Nevertheless, the hardware would have been so new and so advanced that you would have been a prime candidate for Microsoft to reach out. I remember when Microsoft. I remember back in the day when we had a Windows 7 launch party at Schrock. The lovely Kimberly made like pennants, and we had like little pennants, and there were jars of like jelly beans, and there were cookies and stuff. And it's just weird, the weird things you remember. We had this huge event at all, at that time, 2 service centers where people came in, and we had one, we tried to order cookies from the event from a cookie place that is now out of business. And the cookie place we tried to order cookies from, the lovely Kimberly said she wanted a soft, like a not soft like flop over in your hand soft, but more soft than hard chocolate chip cookie. And she go through all the details of what she wanted. She was very specific because she's very good at planning parties. Very good. And so she goes through all this, and the cookie lady was like, you don't want that because if you put them in a jar, they're all going to stick together. And she's looking at the lady. She was like, don't tell me. I'm not going to, it's not a 2-foot tall jar of cookies with the ones on the bottom. She's like, a jar, like the ones in the jar aren't for eating. They're for looking. And the ones on the table, never mind. I'm just going to bake the cookies myself. And she did. And literally not a single complaint. There were people who came in who were like, what do you have for people with diabetes? And we said, well, we have this wonderful rock candy over here that has no sugar in it. Those cookies look good. Yes, they do. And then they walk out with a cookie, you know, take an extra shot later for that one. It's good. But no, so we had the Windows 7 launch party, and that was great. And then when Windows 10 came out, we sent out a postcard to all of our customers that said, your computer will be automatically updated to Windows 10 if you do not act. We had thousands of customers bring their computers in for Windows 10 upgrades. We were literally doing them 24 hours a day for a week. The shop was not open, but operating 24 hours a day. I remember I was listening to presidential debates on XM radio while I was doing Windows 10 upgrades in the Lincoln Service Center till like 3 a.m. And I know Taco Bell was closed when I left because I was like, I'm so hungry. And I'm like, I can't even get Taco Bell anymore. I just want to go home and go to bed. So I remember all that stuff vividly. And now it's weird that it's all coming to an end. But there were people who were upset because they said, Microsoft says they're not going to automatically upgrade my PC. Now, looking at it years later, yes, Microsoft didn't technically automatically upgrade your PC, but they did put a window on your screen that says, we'd like to upgrade you to Windows 10. Is that okay? Click no to continue. Click yes to put it off till later. Like, yes, I want to put it off till later, or no, go ahead and do it now. See what they did there? They reversed the yes and no meaning. So you click no, and then your computer updated. And then the end result was people like, I didn't tell Microsoft to do this. So did your computer not then automatically upgrade itself? Did we not know that was coming? It was pretty prophetic. It was Thorstradamus level, if he would have made the prediction, it would have been right. And so now here we are at the end of that train where Windows 7 is going away. Windows 10 is here. Now it's time to make sure that you get your computers up to date. All right, real quick before we go to break, City of Los Angeles, not there. City of Las Vegas said that it successfully avoided a devastating cyber attack. The North Koreans, suspected of course, allegedly came after the City of Las Vegas with the same type of ransomware cyber attack that debilitated cities like New Orleans and in Philadelphia. It's happened on January 7th, but a heads-up IT staff in the city that never sleeps, Las Vegas, said it successfully avoided the cyber attack by detecting it immediately upon intrusion and isolating the attack and shutting it down. The only negative consequence was the City of Los Angeles' public-facing website was down for a few hours before it came back online. So congratulations, City of Los Angeles. If you're a city, you want to make sure that in your next meeting of the mayors or whatever great annual event you guys have, you need to ask the mayor of Los Angeles what his IT staff is doing. Of Los Angeles, I did it again. The mayor of Las Vegas, what his IT staff is doing, because they're the only city that's been attacked that has successfully put the attack down. 888-250-2091. Got to take a break here. Dale, stay with us. Steve, you as well. We're going to get to your calls, I promise, coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations can't teleport technicians to you, but online help is only a click away with the Schrock Desk. Subscribe today and get unlimited help whenever you need it.
Welcome to Schrock Innovations. How can I help you today?
I'm having a problem with my computer.
You're at the right place. We fix problems with computers.
That's why I'm here.
What seems to be the problem with your computer?
When I press the power button, it doesn't boot up. How fast can you fix it?
We're the fastest computer fixer in Omaha. We'll fix it fast.
How fast?
Real fast. Do you have it plugged in when you turn it on?
Of course it was plugged in. Do people make that mistake a lot?
You'd be surprised. When you press the power button, what happens?
It roars, then stops and sits.
Ooh, like a lion?
Like a what? Well, I suppose.
Sounds like a bad power supply, sir.
Is that bad?
It's not good, but we can fix it fast.
How fast?
How's that for fast?
Does it work?
Yes, sir. More purring, less roaring now.
Wow, that was fast.
Schrock Innovations is the fastest computer repair in Omaha, sir.
That's great, but all this talking is making me hungry. You guys sell sandwiches?
We do fast computer repair. If you want a fast sandwich, you have to go someplace else. Why would we sell sandwiches?
I don't know. All this fast talking is strangely familiar.
Schrock Innovations. If you want a fast sandwich, don't go there. But if you want your computer fixed and back on your desk fast, give them a call or visit their website at SchrockInnovations.com. Compute This pro tip number 187. Recently, you may have received a phone call from someone claiming to be from Microsoft or had a message pop up on your screen telling you that your computer was infected. Do not respond to these calls or messages. They're always a scam. Microsoft will never call you about your computer. Here's how the scam actually shakes out. You get the phone call that your computer's infected. The scammers hit you with some mumbo jumbo about an infected IP address. They'll ask your permission to connect and help you fix it. Once they're in your computer, they do a bunch of fake scans that detect a lot of problems that really aren't there. You see the scan results and figure your computer's in trouble. Next, the scammers will demand up to $400 to clean up the computer and set you up with a lifetime protection. Don't fall for the scam. Keep good security software installed, like Endpoint and Secure Updater, so when things like this do happen, you know you are covered. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. Protesters in Tehran demanding the resignation of Iran's leadership after lying about downing a Ukrainian airliner.
Thousands of people protesting against the hardline Iranian government, many of them at Tehran University chanting death to the dictator, demanding those responsible for the deaths of the 176 innocent civilians on board the plane be fired and put on trial.
Fox's Rick Leventhal. Australia's Prime Minister Scott Morrison announcing help for those impacted by those deadly widespread wildfires.
He did announce a mental health care plan to help address PTSD.
There has been a deep scar in the landscape that has been left right across our country. But I am also very mindful, as is the government, of the very real scars that will be there for quite a period of time to come.
Anna Koyman reporting for Fox 28 have died. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, the News Radio 1110 KFAB Weather Watch.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies this morning will become cloudy as we go through the afternoon hours, and we're also going to expect some snow showers to move in later on today. High temperature of around 26, up to about an inch or so in the metro area, down to 16 tonight, 37 for Monday. With Omaha's most accurate forecast, I'm 6 News First Alert meteorologist Clay Osterley on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Alrighty, folks, as we say every week, halftime is over. Welcome back to the program. Hope everybody got their potty breaks in because we got a lot to do. Welcome back to Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. As you may have gathered, we fix computers. We also build new computers. But what we haven't talked anything about on the show today is the fact that Schrock Innovations is a software development company too, and a little bit of a marketing company. So basically, when you have a business and you need to get the word out about your business, the world changes just like Windows 10 every 6 months. So if your SEO people, the people, their search engine optimization people that are tasked with getting you traffic to your website that converts into customers, the world is changing again. This is cutting edge stuff. But right now, okay, let's start with 10 years ago. It was all about keywords and making sure that your on-page content was great, that you had the right number of keywords, sprinkled in there, key phrases, things like that. Then we went to responsive search, where one of the biggest things was how fast does your page load on a mobile device, because almost or over now half of all internet traffic originates from a mobile device, whether that's a tablet or a phone. If your website doesn't do well, doesn't load quickly over a 3G internet connection, not even 4G, you are penalized in the search results. Your business website does not show up for people when they are using mobile devices. It'll show up for you. This is one of the biggest things, guys. Look at my phone, it shows up for me. It'll show up for you because Google knows you're you, and that's your business, and you want to see it. Google is in the business of showing people what they want to see, just like Facebook. So, and except for political ads, because Facebook will show you those whether you want to see them or not. Story in the aftershock. But where I'm going with this is the newest thing that's happening is voice search. There are more and more people, I do it too, who search Google and other things on the internet using their voice. You talk to your phone. You actually say a sentence to your phone as opposed to just key search words. And as a result, you get the search results that come up for what you're searching for. Google is changing the algorithm to offer different results based on how people search. If your website is not optimized for voice search, you will be left behind. You're going to see a wonderful declining line on your web traffic that started this month and will go on for 7 months before your SEO people finally figure out what they're doing wrong and then try to fix it. But by then, your competitors have already overtaken you, just like what we are doing to our competitors right now. Schrock Innovations search visibility is up 2,300% over our competitors in the last month. It's not a zero-sum game, but it's close to that, which means somebody gave up that much search visibility. And it wasn't just one competitor, it was a lot of them. What are we doing for ourselves that we can do for your business? Ask us and let us know at Schrock Interactive, and we can help you get more visitors to your website, figure out ways to turn those visitors into customers, and figure out ways to convert those customers those people, those visitors into paying customers as well. Schrock Innovations and its division, its digital little brother, Schrock Interactive, available in the Omaha Service Center or at any Schrock Innovations near you. 888-250-2091. All right, one of the big things we want to talk about, it's not on the show agenda today, but it's something I need to mention to you. If you're running Secure Updater, everything is fine. You don't have to worry about a thing, okay? That's the preface. If you're not running Secure Updater, it is extraordinarily vital that you update your Mozilla Firefox browser right now. I mean, put down your fork, pull the car over on the side of the road, update your Firefox browser. It is really, really rare that in a 0-day vulnerability that the Department of Homeland Security gets involved. There is a bug in Firefox that was patched 2 days ago. So if you don't have the update yet, it's because you haven't restarted your computer. You need to restart your computer. Secure Updater, again, has downloaded this for you 2 days ago. You're good to go. No problems, no issues, no fuss, no muss. If you haven't, you need to do it because it allows bad guys to take complete control of your computer and do whatever they want, regardless of your antivirus solution. This is yet another example of why a product like Secure Updater is necessary, even alongside a product like Semantic Endpoint. Semantic Endpoint is the end-all be-all of all antivirus products. Secure Updater keeps those third-party programs that you never think about up to date. It costs about $2 a month, guys. It doesn't get any cheaper than that. It's good software. It's made locally by Schrock Innovations. If you have a problem with it, you can call our service centers and we help you out for free because you're paying for a subscription for it for $25 a year. You can get a copy. You can get a free trial at secureupdater.com. Install it on your computer and run it. Let it update everything free for 2 weeks for you. Get an idea for the 12 patches a week that you're currently missing, and you're gonna understand why you need this. But sorry, that's not on the agenda, but make sure that you get your Firefox updated. It's super-duper important to do. Also, just a quick reminder for those of you joining the program, Windows 7 is dead in just 2 days. So it is really, really important that you either get off of Windows 7 now while you still can, or you upgrade to buy a new computer to go to Windows 10. So upgrade to Windows 10 or buy a new computer. We have both things on special at Schrock right now for discounted pricing. No matter what you decide to do, we can help you get it done and get it done safely so that you have a new computer and you're digitally protected from everything that's going on around you. All right. 888-250-2091. I promised Dale I would get to his call just as quick as possible. So Dale, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on ComputeThis?
I had an interesting experience Friday evening late. I've had this happen before, but never to this extent. Laura Ingraham had done an interview with President Trump, and I did a search on YouTube to find it. And every link that I clicked on to watch a video with her interviewing Trump, including some of the ones that were put out by Fox themselves, would take me to a different YouTube video. One of them I remember was a YouTube with Rodney Dangerfield. I think there was another one that took me to Johnny Carson.
Yep.
Absolutely, every one I clicked on, I couldn't get to the video I wanted. So I was just kind of curious about that. Is that what causes that, or is that just YouTube/Google voicing their opinion on what they think of Trump?
It's not so much of it's not a conspiracy. Let's put it that way. What's happening here? I don't know if you remember this. I just did a quick search for it. But if you searched when George W. Bush was president, if you searched for the word failure, the first result was George W. Bush. And it's what people online are creating content in such a way and labeling it. They're using search engine optimization practices, which a lot of businesses don't understand also apply to video search. And it's a huge area that's ignored. That's why we have so many videos on our website, and they're organized, and we do Facebook videos every week of the radio show, because video search is just as powerful as regular search. So if I put a video up and I tell the video is Donald Trump and it's his speech and it's everything else, and I keyword it and I post it, YouTube says this is a recently posted video that matches your search query, because Google can't watch the video. They can only rely on the descriptions that people write in it. So yes, then I can take a Rodney Dangerfield, no respect video and get that posted and tell you it's Trump, and then it'll show up in the results. And if I do that enough,
including the Fox ones.
Well,
these are put out by Fox News.
Well, the thing is you were searching for one from Fox News, right?
Well, no, I just typed the search Laura Ingraham into the search in YouTube, not Google. I was using YouTube search.
Sure.
And, I come up with the videos, and I picked out the ones that were the current ones of her doing the interview. And first I used some obscure ones that they put the whole show out because Fox had parsed theirs up in the little increments.
How did you know
like
it was
5
Fox?
or 10, 15. Well, it said there, it said on the video Fox, and then when I click on it, before I click to watch it, it would come up and say, you go to the Fox website.
Oh, yeah, I bet. And did you click the link to go to the Fox website?
Yeah, actually I did. And I
it looks
couldn't
pretty
find
real.
the video.
It looks pretty real, doesn't it? Because it's not. It's fake. And so somebody said, "Oh yeah, I can go into our video feed on Facebook right now and throw a Fox lower third on it that says Fox News Channel, and you look at me on Megyn Kelly. Woohoo! I can do. You can put anything on the video you want. Then I can actually put a link in the video that links to Fox News, so that when Google's algorithm looks through it, it looks like a Fox News video. Why would anybody else link back to Fox News if they didn't like Fox News, right? But then I get the fake video, and if I post enough of those fake videos, anyone searching for a Trump video will find all the fake videos and not the real ones that are around. So yeah, basically it's somebody posted a lot of fake videos to prevent you from getting to the video that you wanted to see. It is a common tactic of people of differing political opinions, and it happens to people on both sides of the aisle. But no, it's not a grand conspiracy by YouTube. If anything, you might say it's an oversight in the algorithmic search results. We'll have to look into that, but they never will. Thanks for the call, Dale. I appreciate it. 888-250-2091, and Dale is in the drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate as well. Big story, your cable modem may be impacted by this new vulnerability, because new vulnerabilities need names just like pets. This one is called Cable Haunt. And what Cable Haunt does, so whenever everything that gets into your home on the internet, if you have, let's say you have Cox or Time Warner, or I guess now it's not Time Warner anymore, but let's say you have a cable modem. Okay, you get your internet from a cable provider. That modem is the gateway to all internet in your home. So whatever you do after the modem, you can secure, you can do whatever you want. But if somebody can mess with that modem itself, anything that you do to secure it doesn't matter. Now there is a vulnerability that will allow the bad guys to do lots and lots of really nasty things to your modem. They can mess with your page results. So when you type in one URL, you end up on another website. That's called messing with your DNS server. They can use your modem to send fake traffic to other website servers. It's called a distributed denial of service attack. It's what's used to bring down websites on the internet. But now they don't have to infect your computer at all. Your antivirus software won't even go off. You won't even know it's happening because your cable modem is going to be doing the attacking. You might notice your internet speed's a little slower, or maybe Netflix is buffering, but that's about it. Your cable modem is doing all the attacking. Almost all of the cable modems in existence are vulnerable to this natively. Some, very few, like a dozen, have been patched. The rest of them have not. So this is a situation where, what can you do about it? And the answer is not a whole heck of a lot, because usually the companies that provide you with the modems, if your modem is provided by the cable company, it is locked down and you do not have access to it. If you purchased your own modem, you are responsible for updating the firmware of your modem, but no one ever told you how to do that. So basically there's the Cable Haunt, it impacts so many modems that a security group is trying to get everyone's attention. Like, this is a huge problem. This is an international vulnerability. There are 2,000 different modem brands that are impacted by this, and they're all vulnerable. We are not seeing attacks in the wild yet, but this particular attack, there's no logging on the modem. So it's really easy to cover your tracks. If you did this, you could cover your tracks very easily and then move on, and no one would even know you had been there. So here's what we're basically going to make everyone aware of this, so that you can contact your cable company and ask them if there's an update for your modem, or who is responsible for the updates on your modem. In the meantime, we're going to talk a little bit more about this in the aftershock into some detail. This firmly falls into the camp of, like, worry about the things that you can do something about. we have some ideas, and they're a little bit out there, but we don't have time to do them during the show, but we will hit them in the Aftershock. The Aftershock is a special edition of the Compute This show that airs immediately following the show, but it's only on Facebook. So you can watch it on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. All right, 888-250-2091. Coming up next, Y2K is back. Yeah, like a bad virus. Also, coming up on the program, Steve, Lynn, and Jerry, your calls. We're going to power through them all in the next segment coming up on Compute This.
If you can dream it, Schrock Interactive's website developers can make it happen. Refresh your website, automate sales and marketing, and grow your business today with Schrock Interactive. External hard drives are handy. You can back up multiple computers to them or even use them to move lots of data from one computer to another. Computer users have been buying the same old external hard drives for years. While our computers have been getting faster, we still do backups that take hours or watch epic progress bars creep by to move files. Schrock wanted more for our customers, so our innovators created the fastest external hard drives on the planet. Schrock modular storage devices are up to 50% faster than Seagate or Western Digital externals and are modular in the truest sense of the word. We can create whatever size and speed of drive you need for all of your needs. And all modular storage devices come with a data restoration guarantee. If you use our drives for backing up and your computer's hard drive fails, we'll restore your backup to your repaired computer for free. Fast, simple, and flexible technology solutions from Schrock Innovations. It's what we do. 373. Everyone knows we're supposed to back up our computers and then check those backups periodically to make sure they're working. So why don't most people do it? Lots of people have different ideas about what backing up means. Is it copying files to a flash drive? Is it using a fancy backup program? And how do you know it's working anyway? Windows makes backups easy through free software that's already on your computer. Open your control panels and click Update and Security. Select Backup and choose from all of the available options to get a regular, reliable checkup. You'll need something to back up to, like a Schrock modular storage device or some other backup hard drive. Backups usually run once a week, but you can always change the frequency. The best part is that if your backup ever fails, you'll see a notification in the lower right corner by your clock telling you something's up. Backing up your important data has never been easier. So take a moment to back up your computer today. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. We've got some phone calls to trek through today, but I lost my goodness. Let me grab it back. Yay, there we go. All right, let's get back into these phones. Steve, welcome to the show. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Okay, I have the secure updater on my computer here, and there's a page here that shows all the programs I have.
Yes.
And there's certain ones that are checked and the others aren't. Would it be a good idea to check all of them?
Okay,
so that they'd all be updated?
Well, that list that you're seeing is not a list of programs that you have. It's a list of all the programs Secure Updater can update. Secure Updater automatically checks the ones that you have. So if you were to go through and check them all, Secure Updater will actually install them all on your computer. If you don't use the programs, there's no need to have them. So I wouldn't just go through and check everything.
Okay.
But one of the things that's nice about it is if you wanted to install a program like Malwarebytes for some reason or LibreOffice, you don't have to go to their websites and do that. You can just go into your Secure Updater and put a check mark there. And the next time it updates, it'll just install the program for you.
Okay. Well, I know they use that C cleaner on here.
Yeah.
And I thought I had an icon on. So go ahead and check that.
Yeah, if you want CCleaner, just put a check next to it. And then if you click on the main window, I believe it says program. Let me get it open here on my screen too so I can follow along with you. Show Secure Updater. Yeah, click on the home. After you've put a check there, click on home on the left-hand side.
Okay.
And then in the middle of the screen, click the button that says check for updates. And it's going to go through and update all the programs for you.
Okay. All right.
All righty.
Some of these I have no idea what they are.
That's all right. Yeah, it supports over 30 different programs. So some of them are a little out there, and like Notepad++ is really something only coders use. But it's one of those programs that we need to keep updated. So anyway, it's
right.
It just goes to show you that there's so many different programs that so many people have that they that you have to keep up to date. That's why there's about 12 updates a week that most people miss, but Secure Updater gets them all. Thanks a lot for the call. I appreciate it there. We got you in the drawing as well. Lane, welcome to the program. How can I help you on ComputeThis?
Hi. I hope I can get this over to you.
Sure.
So you can understand it. But I had an old computer, and it quit updating. So I bought a new computer. When I put the new computer on and set it up, it asked for a PIN, so I set up the PIN. Then it asked for my fingerprint sensor. Well, I fiddled with that, and it never did work. So I've been using the PIN, and that works fine.
Okay.
I also took my old computer and it said to link it to my Microsoft account.
Right.
So I went through the procedure, and it shut the screen down, brought it back up, and it looked like the new computer.
Yes, that's the whole. That's
blew away my old screensaver, and asked for a PIN. So I put the PIN in.
Yep, same PIN.
No, a different PIN. I put a different PIN in.
Okay.
Anyway, my wife came in the next day, tried to use our old password, didn't work.
Right.
So I said, no, just use this PIN. So she did that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the meantime, I took that off the internet.
Yep.
And it's been working for a month. A couple days ago, I shut it down to get it to bring on a new screensaver. And when I turned it back on, I put the PIN in, and it says, redetector not on the internet. Get on the internet before you can do this. Well, I shut the internet off, so I can't get on. If I can get on, I can tell it to go onto the internet, but I can't get on. So I don't want to. Finally, I put the Microsoft account password in, and it got me into Skype, and then I could go back and get in, and I turned off all the passwords. Now, my new computer, if I take that off the internet, go away from my Wi-Fi, turn it back on, is it going to do the same thing?
Okay, great questions. Okay, so let me help you out with what's going on with the password situation. When you link two computers on a Microsoft account together, they become the same technology platform. So they have the same password at that point. If you change the password on one, you're not changing the password on that computer now. You're changing the password on your Microsoft account. It changes the password on both. If you set a PIN, you can set separate PINs on the computers, but usually you don't. You keep the same PIN. So it's all the same across all the computers. If you take one of those computers off of the internet, your password, your PIN will work for a month. And after that point, after 30 days, it says you need to reconnect this computer to the internet so we can figure out if your password has changed and synchronize everything. So in other words, what most people are figuring out is I'm telling you can use your Windows 7 for anything you want as long as you don't connect it to the internet after 2 days from now. You can't really do anything with a computer anymore if it's not connected to the internet. And now, literally, after 30 days, you cannot do anything with a computer that is not connected to the internet. The internet is a required piece of technology for modern computer use, unfortunately. You can still set yourself up as an island, but then you can't set up an online account and expect the computer to work with the online account when it's offline. So you can still set up an island without the Microsoft account as long as you never want to buy Office or any other program from the Microsoft Store. So it gets a little complicated, but yeah, everything is working exactly how it's supposed to. It's just that the outcome isn't what you expected because you probably didn't understand what creating that online Microsoft account was going to do. But you can always disassociate it from the Microsoft account too. You can sign out of the Microsoft account the same way you signed in, and the computer will go back to being the way it was before. Thank you very much for the call there. Let's go to Dennis real quick. Dennis, how can I help you on ComputeThis?
Thor, I have about a 2.5-year-old Asus that I purchased from you, and within the last few weeks, it started to not being able to turn on, and I took it into Parker.
Yeah, you're in the Pavilion Service Center. Because Parker
and,
had me order a 2016 Resolute laptop, and I'm like, Parker, why am I ordering a laptop from 3 years ago?
Yeah.
He said Dennis loves it. He wants the exact same one. Like, okay, we can do that. It's a little cheaper. That's good. We can do that. No, but here's the thing, Dennis. With motherboards and laptops, in desktops, everything used to be separate. In laptops, everything has always been together. And so everything is baked onto one board. So if one thing stops working, it causes the whole computer to go kaput. Luckily, at Schrock, we make sure your hard drive is not part of that motherboard. We can capture that hard drive and move that to the new computer, which is what we're going to be doing for you. The situation, how can you protect it in the future? This is exactly why we beg our customers to purchase extended warranties. Our extended warranties cost $99 a year. And when you purchase the extended warranty, when you buy the computer, it's $99. You can buy up to a 3-year extension. So you get a year with it, but you can add up to 3 more. Let's say that you go through the whole let's say you buy 1 year of extended warranty. So you have the first year that comes with the computer, and then the second year that you bought. And in those first 2 years, you have no problems with the computer. Anywhere else, you're saying, this is stupid. I wish I would have never wasted my money on that stupid warranty. At Schrock, we actually call you. We don't make you bring in any paperwork or any garbage like that. We tell you, hey, we owe you money. You bought a warranty from us that you did not use, and we refund that $99 back to you in the form of a Schrock gift card. What many of our customers choose to do is use that credit on account to purchase another year of warranty. So the way that we've designed the system here is, as long as if you have the extended warranty, you can keep marching forward. And if something like this happens to you, it doesn't matter. We just replace the laptop because it's under warranty. Not only that, but we'd replace it with the new model, unless a customer like Dennis came along and said, hey, I really like the old one, and that's the one that I want to have back. And then we're going to give you what you want, whenever we can. So Dennis, the answer to your question, how do you protect that new computer? Make sure you get the extended warranty. All right, really quick, the Y2K bug is back. That's right, guys. So you remember Y2K in the year 2000. The year was not 4 digits, it was 2. So at 00, every computer thought it was 1900. Well, rocket scientist computer programmers said, well, you know what? There's not really any digital records before 1920. So we can safely assume that if a computer has a date of 00 to 19, that it's 2000 to 2019. After that, that buys us 20 years to figure it out. So now in 2020, parking meters across New York stopped working because they all thought it was the year 1920. Wouldn't process credit cards anymore. WWE game stopped working because couldn't work anymore because it thought it was 1920. So fun times there. Stay tuned for the After Schrock. Today's winner is Dennis. Congratulations. You got the gift certificate, and we'll see you again next week for Compute This.
Fueled by Hy-Vee, home of hot deals and hundreds of price declines. This is News Radio 1110 KFAB, Omaha, an iHeart radio station.